Welcome to Restorative Yoga. If we're just meeting, I'm Casey. Make your way onto your mat. I invite you to set an intention for today's yoga practice. It can be a word or sequence, whatever first comes to your mind. Draw your knees into your chest, close your eyes, and gently rock from side to side. Massage out your low spine. Place your feet onto the floor, step them mat-width distance, lower your knees towards the right, take your gaze to the left, lower your knees to the left and take your gaze to the right. Windshield wipe out your hips a couple of times. Today I'll be using some blocks, a pillow, and some blankets, but you don't have to have these items. They just enhance your practice. All you need is you and your breath. So if you're choosing to use a pillow or a bolster, grab it at this time. Place it just under your low back. Grab your blocks, put them on the medium setting, firmly press into all four corners of your feet, place a bend in your knees, lower them to the ground, adjust your pillow or bolster as needed, clasp your hands just under your head for some additional support. Close your eyes, draw your chin down and back, and breathe deeply. If this is your first time taking a restorative yoga class, it's okay if you have to move your props around for a bit. Everybody is a different height, and props offer offer different feedback in your body. So get comfy, slow down, and breathe deeply. Place your hands on your belly. Breathe in and out through your nose. Create space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. Soften the muscles in your face. Focus your attention on the right here and the right now. On your next breath, move your hands to gently rest on your hips. Notice how this feels differently in your body. In these postures, things will open up over time. So meet yourself where you're at. You're exactly where you need to be. The most important thing is that you made it to your mat and you made time for you. On your next breath, clasp your hands with opposite elbows. Breathe in, encircle the elbows up and overhead and around your body. Go slow. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice the stretch in your upper back and through your underarms. One breath with one movement. It's easy to rush through these postures, but I invite you to slow down. In life, we can be rushing around, running to the next activity. When do we take the time to just pause, to notice where you are at? Circle your arms in the opposite direction. Does it feel any differently? Do you notice one side is a little bit tighter than the other? That's completely normal. Acknowledge it and move along. Lower your hands down towards your thighs and gently take your hands to help assist your knees together. Go slow. You've been here for a while, so it might take you just a moment. Draw your knees into your chest and rock from side to side a few times. Then place your hands on your kneecaps and just breathe. Draw your low belly in and up. Draw your chin down and back. Focus your attention on the right here and the right now. If you set an intention at the beginning of today's yoga sequence, I invite you to revisit that intention at this time. Release your hands, step your feet to the wide edge of the mat, move your props out of the way. And the easiest way for you, sit up. Clasp your hands around your shins and roll and straighten out your upper back a couple of times. Seated cat-cow. Inhale, round the spine. Exhale, come back to neutral. After you feel good, turn over towards your right. Stack the hips on top of one another. Align the knees. If you're using a pillow or a bolster, leave it exactly where it's at. If you're very tall and you know your head will just hang off the bolster, go ahead and grab some blocks. But if you are shorty, you don't need it. Now just lay down onto the bolster. Turn your head into the direction that faces your knees and breathe deeply. Now, if you're experiencing any knee sensitivity at this time, I invite you to place a blanket or a pillow in between your knees for a little bit of extra support. But if this feels good, that's completely okay. While your eyes are closed, during this practice, I start experiencing some knee sensitivity, so I just place my hand to rest in between my knees. But that comes in time. So listen to your body, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. On your next breath, place your hands near your shoulders and inhale, push into the floor, come up. Leave the bolster or pillow exactly where it's at. Come to a seated position, place a bend on your knees, place your hands on your shins, and take a seated cat-cow a couple of times. Inhale and exhale. Turn to the opposite direction. Your hips should stack on top of one another. And then line your shins up with your yoga mat. If you need a prop between your knees, place it there at this time. And then lower down onto your pillow or bolster, your gaze to face the direction of your knees. Place a bend in your elbows and breathe deeply. On your next breath, bring your hands near your shoulders, push into the floor, and exhale, lift the body away from the pillow. Go slow. No need to rush. Come to the seated position. You've been here before. Separate your feet hip-width distance apart. Place your hands on your shins and round and curve the spine a couple of times. One breath with one movement. Turn to face your bolster or pillow. Adjust it accordingly. Your hips will rest down onto your bolster. Again, if you are a tall person, place that block a little bit closer so your face can rest onto it. Place your arms in the goalpost position, your elbow to align with your shoulders, and drag your left knee up towards your left elbow. Feel the gentle hip opening. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. On your next breath, extend your left leg long, turn your gaze towards your right, and drag your right knee up towards your right elbow. Since you have held this posture for a couple of minutes, take a moment to focus on your alignment. If your right elbow has gone up or down, bring it back into alignment with your right shoulder. Now, if you can't align it today due to flexibility, that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at. Remember, you are exactly where you need to be. On your next breath, extend your right leg long to meet your left. Take your gaze back to center. Curl your toes under. Press your hands into the floor. And then on your next breath, come to hands and knees. Curl your toes under. Set your hips back onto your heels. Adjust your prop. Breathe in and breathe out. Once you're in the hands and knees position, I invite you to do a cat-cow in your shoulders only. So inhale, puff the shoulders up. Exhale, lower them down. One breath with one movement. Draw your low belly in and up. Notice that your feet aren't creeping towards one another. They should be hip-width distance apart. Your knees in line with your hips. Your navel tight, tucked, and engaged. Now press the big toes together. Separate your knees to the wide edge of the mat. Set your hips onto your heels and rest over your pillow or bolster. Extend your arms long. Take a breath. On your next inhale, press your hands into the floor, return to hands and knees, and move your pillow or bolster to the top of your yoga mat. Make your way onto your back. Grab your blocks. Put them on the medium setting. If you have a blanket handy, place it above your yoga blocks. Place the back of your legs onto the blocks. Place your head on the pillow. Get comfy. Let your feet turn out. Soften your belly. Let your arms turn out. Close your eyes. And now I invite you to focus on 3 things you are grateful for. I'm going to say, I am grateful for, and then you're going to repeat back in your mind what you're grateful for. I am grateful for. I am grateful for. I am grateful for. Bring movement to your toes and hands. Place a bend in your knees and gently sit up. Draw your hands to heart center and always commend yourself for making time for you. I hope you have an awesome day, and let me know, what kind of yoga practice would you like to see? Bye.